Whether you're a new homeowner or somebody who's been more or less blindly been applying fertilizer to their lawn over the years, today we're going to cover two things that will set you up for success this lawn season. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining me. I am Andrew, the Dad Bod Lawn. Really appreciate you tuning in today to my YouTube channel. If you're not familiar with me, you can go check out a lot of my content over on Instagram and TikTok. I do a lot of short form, funny kind of stuff. Gonna be a little more serious over here on the long form content on YouTube. So don't worry, there'll still be some sprinkled in, I'm sure. But I've been very eager to get out here in the lawn and do this video for you guys, but this weather and timing has not been right, and it is just not as easy as jumping out here in the lawn and shooting this video. And that is more so because the video is not taking place here at my house. Let's just hit the road and I'll explain more on the way. So last fall, my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, who was the best man in my wedding, approached me and said, "Andrew, I'm going to pay somebody to take care of my lawn for me next year." And I was on board for it. I totally understand. He's very busy in the summers and he just doesn't have time for it. He still wants to do the mowing and, you know, kind of tinkering around, but he just doesn't have time for the fertilization, the weed control, etc., all that kind of stuff. And I said, hey, how about instead of paying $800 to $1,000 to have somebody do it for you, you allow me to do it in exchange for YouTube content and I won't charge you a dime. And he's like, all right, that sounds great. Yeah, let's do that. So that's where I'm going. I'm going across town to my sister's house, and we're gonna do those two things that you don't know about yet, but these two things are gonna allow me to dial in a fertilizer program custom for his lawn to take it one step further than where it used to be, because all he was doing was a 4-step fertilizer program. We're here. Welcome to the Project Lawn. I really hesitate to even call it a project lawn because it's actually pretty nice. Pretty fortunate to take over a nice lawn that really not a whole lot to do here other than kind of take it to the next level. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to do. By step one, measuring the lawn. Why is it important to measure the lawn? We want to make sure we put down the right amount of product every time we apply. You don't want to be over applying product, under applying product. You over apply could cause damage with fertilizer, weed killer, just about anything. You under applying product, you're not going to get your money's worth, you're not going to get results. So let's start by measuring this lawn. So there's two good ways you can go about measuring your lawn. You can use an online tool, which I like to use is measuremylawn.com. I find it to be pretty accurate, but I also like to get out in the lawn and measure it myself, because you can kind of familiarize yourself with the lawn, see the good spots, the bad spots, and see really what you're working with. Before you head out in the lawn to do that, I like to print out a little bit of like a map of your lawn. This is way overdone, but I did it just for you guys basically. So what I did was I actually sectioned it off in nice rectangle sections so that are easy to measure, because we are measuring width times length, or length times width. And so that's how we're going to get area. So we're going to be measuring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different areas here and adding them together. And I have color coded them and labeled them as front, side, and back, because when I apply my fertilizers or anything else, I like to measure them out per section of the yard, and this is how I plan to go about that. A couple of different tools that you can use to measure your length or your distance. This is a long 100-foot measuring tape from Harbor Freight, super cheap. This is not the method I'm going to use today. I'm going to be using a distance wheel or a measuring wheel, also from Harbor Freight, 10 bucks, super cheap, but this is going to be super helpful for measuring, which you'll see here in a minute. Let's get into it. Goose poop down there, that'll be fun. So I crunched the numbers quickly here, and comparing to the online results that I got, the back, this entire green section is only off by about 300 square feet. The same with the front and the side, and then the side over here is only off by about not even 100 square feet. So I would say online stuff is pretty darn accurate. It's going to get you a really good ballpark range to start with, so don't be afraid to use that online tool. All right, so now we know how big this lawn actually is, even by section, so we can dial in the amount of product that we put on the lawn going forward. But how do we know what products we should be using on this lawn? We are going to be performing a soil test. We're going to find out exactly what is in the soil as far as nutrients, specifically the macronutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. We'll also find out the micronutrients. We're not so concerned about those, but the other big one is going to be pH. We want to see what the pH is. So nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and pH. That is what we are really looking for. So I like to use this My Soil test. It's just super easy for people that have never done a soil test before. Super easy to follow instructions. There's also some other ones out there like RX Soil, and then you can get some more complicated ones like Spectrum Analytics and stuff like that. You get a lot of stuff on those that as a beginner diving into lawn care, you really don't need all that information. You should just be focusing probably on the 3 macronutrients and your pH to start. So let's grab a soil probe and let's start following these instructions. So a test kit like this is pretty straightforward. It tells you to collect 5 to 7 samples about 6 inches deep. And then I'm going to collect all my samples into this box here that is nice and clean. And then after that, we're going to mix it all together. We're going to put a sample into this little scoop that comes with it, nice and level, and we're going to mix it into here, which has some liquid and stuff in it. Do not take any of that out. The dirt gets mixed right into that. Once that's in there, put it in the pre-packaged envelope, send it on its way. Probably pull like 4 from up here and 4 from the back. Oh man. Ah. Hey guys, break it up. Break it up. Break it up. That's enough. Last one. Backyard's definitely more compacted, dude. That's for sure. All right, guys. Now that all of our samples are collected and everything is mixed up, I try to remove all the matter as you can, so we have just dirt in here. Next thing, we're just going to fill up this cup, nice and even to the top. Make sure if there's any grass, any roots in there, try to get those out, any pebbles. Next, we're going to open this up, break the seal. Be careful not to spill anything. The goal is to get all this dirt into here. A nice level, even scoop without spilling anything. Try to get this lid on. Throw this in the envelope that it came with. Put your return address on there. Follow the instructions on the paper they give you to register online, and you'll have results in about 2 weeks with this test here. So what has been your fertilizer program in the past? Just the 4-step fertilizer program, and then
a lot of Milorganite.
a lot of Milorganite. Weed killer, weed control. What have you done for that?
Put some fungus control down in
Put
the backyard.
Fungus control.
Got some weed and feed.
Yeah. Okay. So you
and the Menards weed and feed.
So you've never actually done like any liquid herbicide. Okay. Do you consent to mowing regularly?
I mow twice a week.
Twice a week, that's good. That's really good. Are you consenting to a irrigation schedule that I put you on? Obviously, yep. I'll let you use some judgment because you're here every day and I'm not, but I want to try to change the irrigation.
4 zones.
Change the irrigation schedule. I know you ran them like almost every day last year, right?
Every day. Every morning.
When was the last time you sharpened your mower blades?
Yeah, we need to do that.
So you didn't sharpen them last year?
Nope.
All right. All right. Well, these are all things we gotta do to get going for this season. All right, guys, there you have it. Got the square footage of the lawn. The soil analysis should have results in a couple of weeks here. And then in my next video, I plan to take that analysis, kind of talk over the results, and from there, design a fertilizer plan more specific for this lawn than just your standard 4-step fertilizer program. Now, as I'm walking around the lawn, I really don't see any signs of snow mold, anything like that. Maybe very minimal. There is some grass that is matted over, but a simple raking to the lawn will help lift that grass up, get some air down in there, dry everything out, and that will help also get things greening up a little bit faster, even without putting down fertilizer. Got about a 14,000 square foot lawn to manage this year. Should be a lot of fun. Thanks for coming and hanging out, guys. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe. If you want to follow along, I appreciate your guys' support. I'll see you guys in the next one.